But there is another key thing with this cd command. Actually, there are a few shortcuts that you can use, and there is one key thing. So let's just go back to root directory. To go back to root directory, you just type in cd space slash. This is pretty much the same concept that is on Unix, Linux type systems. That also is the same concept that works on a BSD or on Mac. The only operating system that this concept is not valid. The command cd is, but the concept of a slash is not on Windows. So Windows machines would use something like this, a backslash. This would be their point of reference. This would be how they would navigate. With backslash, so you would say, I don't know, program files, and then backslash, I don't know, something here. Something, and then again, random stuff. Anyway, this is how they would navigate. This is how you would navigate in Windows with backslashes and then typing in the whole path. Also, the tab option that I've showed you a moment ago works a bit differently there as well. Let's just go ahead and clear the screen and see. Oops, I don't need to, because you can also see where you are here. It's going to tell you generally where you are in this section that I have selected now. So slash just represents root. But look at this. I can cd to home, and let's say I'm in home. And let's say that I want to go exactly, actually let's go to random guy and then clear. And let's say I want to go exactly one step backwards. How would you do that? You don't want to type in cd and then root and then home and then you would go back there. Okay, in this particular example it's relatively simple, but you could be somewhere deep in the file structure, and to type this path in again can be a bit tedious. Just to go one step backward, it's not very practical. So symbol for the previous directory is dot dot. If I type in dot dot, I'm going to go back one directory. I can go back again, so cd dot dot. See, I'm going backwards. The current directory is cd dot. Well, there wouldn't be a point to type in cd dot, but the marcation for the current directory is a dot. Anyway, another thing that you can type in is, after you have cleared, is pwd, print working directory. So if I press enter, okay, so it's root. If I cd home, pwd, I'm in home now. So clear, cd random guy, clear, pwd, I am in home, root home random guy. Excellent. So if I type in cd dot dot and again pwd, you can see that this path here, that this not path, but this current working directory is different from this one. It's different by exactly one single step here, and that is the dot dot, which signifies the previous working directory. Simple as that. You go forward, you go backward, you go forward, you go backward. Very simple to navigate. There will be a few more things in regard to the cd command in the follow-up tutorial, as this will be a mini-series within this course where we shall learn the basics of the terminal, how to use it, what commands you need on your day, what basic commands and more advanced commands and stuff of a kind, and then later on we will get into the actual stuff that you will need for the Red Hat Certified Administrator exam. But you cannot really do any of those things without learning these fundamental basics. Anyway, I bid you farewell, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Welcome back, everybody. Let's just continue. So the last time we used change directory command, and there are a few tricks to it. One of them is basically using this marcation. So if I type in this and if I press enter, okay, I'm already in that directory. But let's say that I was in root boot grub2, I don't know, whatever. Yep, I am there. Anyway, how would I get back to my home directory where my username is? What would I do? What would I need to type in? Well, one of the first things that comes to mind is cd/home/random guy, and I would be there. And if I want to go to the downloads folder, I would have to type in downloads. So this whole command I would need to type in order to go back to my home directory. Is there a shorter way? Yes. So basically there is a shortcut. I know it doesn't seem too significant here, but when you are deep somewhere in the system, deep on the file tree, typing in these commands to go back and forth can be a tedious task, and knowing these shortcuts can help you a great deal to, well, basically preserve your nerves and save time. So just type in tilde, there you go, slash, and if I type in downloads, there you go. I'm gonna go straight into the downloads folder from here, or I could just type in this. There you go. If I type in pwd, I indeed am in my home directory of the current user. Keep in mind that the cd tilde will only take you to the current home directory of the, sorry, not to the current home directory, there is no such thing, to the home directory of the current user. So it won't take you to the, if you, for example, had, let's go back a step, let's do an ls. So this is my user, but you can have practically an infinite amount of users here. And if I typed in cd tilde, it would take me back, it would basically take me back only to this folder, as that is my current user name. This is my host name. So this is the host name here, and this is my username, just so you know what is signified here. And this is my current directory, so to say. The entire path is not listed, but the current one, the name of the current directory is, which is very, very nice. Let's go ahead and clear the screen, and let's go back to the ls command. Now ls command has a large amount of arguments. So what are arguments to commands? Basically it's an additional instruction that you give to a command, which modifies the way that particular command behaves. So if I just type in ls, oh well, let's change the directory to root, because I'm gonna have more stuff to list there. And if I type in ls here, okay, so you see what happens? I get a list of directories in this fashion, but that's about it. I get a list of, not just directories, I get a list of everything that is within this directory, which is root. But so what? It doesn't tell me any information. It doesn't tell me the size. It doesn't tell me the last date when it was modified. It doesn't give me the permission. It doesn't give me the ownership. Nothing. Okay, let's try to change that. Let's type in ls space -l. So this l-l is an argument to a command which will modify its behavior. Press enter, and there you go. You can see how this particular listing, this particular listing is completely different from this listing. Why? Well, the lower listing, or the later listing, is far more verbose in comparison to the first one. It gives you a lot more information, and it's really useful. So this is basically the owner, this is the ownership group, size, last date when it was modified. Now how do you know, is this a directory, or is this a text file, or something of a kind, or is this a file or a directory or whatever? So it says here basically the first letter, it says directory, D. The first letter, L, it's a link. Do we have anything that's not a link or directory here? No, I'm afraid we do not. Let's go into var ls-l. Do we have anything here? Nope. Log. There's bound to be something here. And there we go. So if it's just a dash, basically like this, it says secure, then you can go ahead and open it. It's basically a text file. It's basically a file. It doesn't necessarily have to be a text file. Everything is a file in Linux, but it's not a directory which contains other files. Let's put it so. Let's open it up. There's another command which you can use. It's called less. I think I shall speak more about text editing commands and text display and the commands which you can use for text displaying, but here I just want to demonstrate how you can confirm that indeed it is not a directory, rather it's, oops, not Samba, secure